So the presentation is about 45 minutes long, and after the presentation you're welcome to come speak to me, ask me any questions that you might have, and then we can take it from there. Okay, so let's begin. As you can see, DuePoint is a division of a company called Constantia Insurance Company Limited. Constantia is a registered insurance company in South Africa. We've been around for almost 70 years now. We were founded in 1952. We registered on the Joburg Stock Exchange under a group called Conduit Capital. We don't share offices with Constantia. As you can see, their building looks very different to ours, but they're just down the road from us here in Randburg. The FSP number that we operate under is that one that you see over there. That's very important. That's our financial services provider license number. That is our license to operate in financial services. So if you jump onto our website, or if you walk back outside into the foyer, you'll see above the water cooler we've got all our financial services board licenses on display. So that's our stamp of credibility. If you're wondering whether you can trust this business or not, I hope that allays a lot of your fear. I know there are many get-rich-quick schemes and schemes floating around South Africa. I need you to trust the business that we're going to be speaking about this evening, because if you cannot trust the business that we're going to be proposing this evening, then we're all wasting our time, right? So go do a background check on us if you need to. Go check our licenses out, make sure they look credible. Go do a little bit of Googling on the people involved in this business. The managers and executives are these people up on screen. So the first three individuals are registered chartered accountants. Starting with Mr. Benfield, who just gave the Teamworks a moment ago. He is our senior executive. He heads up DuePoint. He's got a lot of experience in financial services, particularly in insurance, because his father's a professor of insurance, and Stuart and his brother Brendan, so Brendan and his brother Stuart, they followed in their father's footsteps. They became accountants. They also got involved in the insurance industry, and they've had a lot of success in this space. Brendan's father, Dr. Brian Benfield, started Clientele Life. He started the IFA all those years ago. The three of them started Prime Meridian Direct, or PMD, which is the fourth biggest short-term insurer in the country already. They've started businesses in Europe. They've assisted large businesses in Australia, so they know what they're talking about. We've got some wonderful financial pedigree in Mr. Benfield there, and then Tim and Stacey. They've got a lot of experience in specific financial services businesses. Stacey is very experienced in auditing. Tim has been in corporate banking for pretty much all his career. They look after all our auditing, the accounting, the financial aspects of our business. And then myself and Jane, we're the non-accountants in the business. Jane is very experienced in network or referral marketing, and that's fairly important to us as a business, because even though we're an insurance company, our growth model is very much dependent on our ability to be successful in the network marketing space. Right? And so Jane brings international experience with her to our team, because she's from the UK. And then myself, I've been working in advertising pretty much all my career. So over 20 years, I ran my own agency for about 15 of those years. Exited that business and joined the team here at DuePoint. Our mandate as staff of DuePoint, so our focus as staff of DuePoint is to support everybody that joins us in this business. So if you decide you want to join this business, know that you are going to get all the support that we can give you. We want to see people that are collaborating with us being successful, profitable, and effective. So everything that we do, the money that we spend on technology, the management meetings we have every week is always geared to seeing the people in this business being effective. Because as a business, to serve our own personal interests, we can only be profitable if you guys are being effective. And so we have this real collaboration that takes place in just trying to be the best that we can be. So that's a bit of background on the business and the people in the business. We've obviously got client service staff and some admin staff. Very quickly, let's discuss the circumstance that the majority of South Africans find themselves in. I don't want to generalize too much, but I can generalize about the economy. And I can generalize in this statement that no one's happy with the economy at the moment. No one. We've only got a few people that have dared the winter cold that have come out to Bryanston to watch this presentation live. But I can tell you now, there's 50 million people not happy with the economy, right? Especially this week, because lo and behold, we're getting another 80-cent increase in petrol. And that has got an effect on almost everything. Food goes up. Everything goes up when petrol goes up, right? And I reckon we're going to be at 17 Rand a litre by next month. That is crazy. When I started driving a car in 94, it was R1.69 a litre. R1.69 a litre. Sure. Right, where's it going to go? Where's it going to go? And so we discuss the economy, and we can discuss it till the cows come home, but I'm telling you, everyone in this room here has decided that they're not going to wait for the economy before they change their own circumstance, right? Am I correct in assuming that? You're here for something extra, you're willing to do something about it. And as a business, we saw the same opportunity. So Constantia saw the opportunity to create a business, and we called it DuePoint, and we launched a system called the DuePoint system just over 2 years ago that gives the average South African the opportunity to engage in a business that can change their financial circumstance, to give you control over your income for the first time in your life. And so we've got aspirations in mind for the people that join this business beyond just creating additional income, right? You might assume that you're just here for extra money. We want to go a step further and change the way you think about money, the way you think about wealth creation, because a lot of people don't know what wealth creation is or how to go about it. They think, well, it's just making extra money. If you make extra money, you'll be wealthy. That's false. That's not true. There are many people, especially in this suburb around us, that are earning 100,000, 200,000 rand a month that are also indebted, also stuck in a debt cycle, also on paper not wealthy. And so we have to change the way we think about money. Our first aspiration for people in this business that we have for people that start creating additional income is to get rid of your debt as quickly as possible. Why? Why get rid of your debt as quickly as possible? Because you want to be wealthy. Who wants to be wealthy? Does everyone want to be wealthy in the room? Yes, right? Can you become wealthy if you owe other people money? No, right? We get rid of our debt as quickly as possible. Then that empowers us to start creating wealth. We create wealth through the ownership of assets and investments that we own that appreciate over time. And then ultimately, what you're really here for is not about making money. It's not about becoming wealthy. What you're really here for is just to be happier. Because money is just a means to an end. We believe that money can solve a lot of our problems, right? And that's ultimately what we want to do. The people in this business, I want to see people in this business happy. When petrol gets to 30 rand a litre, I want wealth engineers at DuePoint to be smiling. Because they say, we don't care. DuePoint's paying for my petrol, DuePoint's paying for my groceries, my bond, and my car. Right? So those are the aspirations we have in mind for people in this business. That's what we hope for people to achieve in this business. How does this business work? You have the opportunity as guests to become wealth engineers today. So once you join DuePoint, you enter into contract with us. We call you wealth engineers because that's what we do here. And as wealth engineers, we've got a single thing that you need to do. One task at DuePoint, and that's to build what we call a channel of distribution. And if you become a wealth engineer, you will know that we talk about channels of distribution forever, every single day, all the time, because that's our focus, building them. How do you build a channel of distribution? You go out and you connect people to DuePoint. That's all you have to do. That's your only task as a wealth engineer. Connect other people to DuePoint. And if you are successful in that process, if you can get someone to listen to you about DuePoint, show them an intro presentation, and they decide to become wealth engineers and take out one of our products, that is the successful process that in turn creates benefit for you as a wealth engineer. The primary benefit being additional income, a second paycheck every single month. The nature of the income that we produce is called recurring income. Some people refer to it as passive income. It is the ability to build an asset that pays you not only at the end of 1 month, but in recurring fashion. It's like owning a second property. If you owned a second property, you could rent that property out, right? That's recurring income. You don't have to build the house every month. Right? You don't have to do anything. You own it, you rent it out. That's money that's coming in every single month. You get to do the same thing here at DuePoint. It is something that's inherent to insurance companies. Insurance companies create recurring income because we've got what we call a book, right? And that book has an intrinsic asset value. We know how much premium we're going to be debiting next month, right? We don't have to chase that business every single month from scratch. In my business, I realized the agency that I was running didn't create recurring income. Even with my father telling me, he said, don't get involved in business. My father's a gold miner. He says, don't get involved in that type of business. That's called active income. you've got to dig the gold out the ground to earn any cent. You want to earn more, you've got to dig more. Right? When you create recurring income, you can spend effort building an asset in June 2018 that can pay you out next year, in 5 years' time, in 10 years' time, for work that you did 10 years before. Right? There is so much power, especially when we talk about wealth generation, in the ability to create recurring income. Power duplication, the system that we've built, puts leverage to use. What is leverage? Leverage is the ability for you to duplicate or clone yourself. Have you ever wished you could clone yourself? Wouldn't you like to have 3 of you? 3 of you running around. One goes to this job, another one goes to that job, and one stays at home looking after the family. Wouldn't that be great? Right? Only in our fantasies. I've thought about that many times. There's a movie about it, called something duplication or something, where he duplicates himself 5 times. But the last one starts getting a little bit stupid. He doesn't keep up with the other 4. Right? Leveraged power duplication is the ability to duplicate yourself. If you can go out and find other like-minded individuals to join you in your channel of distribution, and they do the same amount of work that you're doing, you've typically leveraged yourself. You've duplicated yourself. So for example, if you've got 10 people that come into your business doing the same work as you, you've just multiplied your investment into that business by 10 times. Leverage and recurring income are the 2 most powerful benefits. Our business is flexi time. You can decide whenever you want to do this business. Do not make the mistake of thinking that this business is like a hobby or a New Year's resolution. You can't be successful in this business if you're going to do it when you feel like it. That's a warning. It's just a friendly warning. Right? You have to be able to keep yourself accountable to doing this all the time. It's like deciding you want to lose weight or get strong or look better. You decide you want to join the gym. You have to keep yourself accountable to going to the gym 3-4 times a week. There's no other way. There's no shortcut to get to the result that you want. Right? And so when I say it's flexi time, it is a great thing, because the technology we've employed allows you to do this business anywhere in the country at any time of the day. You can be in Pof Adder at 3 a.m. in the morning and you can build your business. Right? But you have to be doing it consistently if you want to become wealthy. No startup capital. We make this business as risk-free as possible, as low risk as possible. We don't have starter kits or registration fees. We don't ask you to buy boxes of product to get started in this business. We want this business to be accessible to everybody in South Africa, right? No qualifications or experience required. We do not care about your circumstance. We don't. You can come to me and say, oh, but I don't have matric, or I have matric, or I don't have work experience, or I'm just a housewife, or I'm this, that. It does not matter. It does not matter. The only thing we care about here is work ethic. This is a pure equal opportunity business, right? Because anyone can do this business. If you can talk to somebody, you can do this business. So a wonderful thing. Again, more accessibility, right? You get to build an asset. Now, for you, this should be one of the most important benefits, because from your point of view, what you're going to be hearing me propose this evening is that you sacrifice time for building your channel of distribution. I'm going to say to you, right, you've got a day job. That's fine. Day jobs pay bills. We're talking about creating wealth. You want to create wealth, you're going to have to sacrifice time. That time you watch soccer on the weekends, that you sit on the couch relaxing, the time you watch sport, the time you spend with your family, I want that time. I want you to work. I want you to take that time, sacrifice it for DuePoint, for your own benefit. But know that this channel of distribution that you're building, you have legal tender over it. It means you legally own your channel of distribution. You have become typically a business owner. You are building your business. What is the benefit of that? The benefit of that is that your business doesn't retire you when you get to 60. Your salary is going to end at 60, 65 years of age. Imagine your salary ending today. Next month, no salary. That's what you have to look forward to when you get to 60, 65, or when you get retrenched. This business doesn't retrench you, it doesn't retire you. You can carry on earning a recurring income into your 60s, into your 70s, into your 80s, even into your 90s. And then when you die, guess what happens to your recurring income? Gets passed on to the next generation. onto your kids or onto your grandchildren or to your spouse, because it's an asset and you can leave an asset in your will. It becomes part of your estate. The value doesn't disappear. How many of us would like to pass wealth onto our children when we die? Real wealth, not debt. Not here, I've got funeral cover, you can pay for my nice funeral and that's it, the rest of it you're on your own. Real wealth, because if you build a channel that's creating 10,000 Rand a month in recurring income, suddenly that wealth is going to get passed on to the next generation. Do you know how much money you need in a bank account to create 10,000 Rand a month worth of interest? 2 million Rand needs to be in a bank account to create 10,000 Rands worth of interest a month. If you can pass 10,000 Rands of recurring income on to the next generation, you've just given them a 2 million Rand inheritance. That's what we want to do. I want to see wealth engineers do that, create legacy, right? So we should be happy to sacrifice time building this business that we have ownership over. There's no selling involved at DuePoint. Do not be confused by this. And even the wealth engineers that have been here for a while already, the ones watching on the live stream, no selling. You do not build this business around our products. You don't speak about our products. You don't promote our products. You don't have debates about our products. You don't talk about product. You talk about business opportunity here at DuePoint. If you go speak to someone, you're going to say to them, I've got a business opportunity for you. You don't go to them and say, I've got an investment product for you. Right? We talk about business opportunity only, and that's a good thing because that's what people are interested in. Who's going to come sit in an hour presentation if you say to them, come listen, I've got an investment product for you, come sit in a 1 hour presentation? Never, right? But if I go to people and say, I've got a business opportunity for you, I know everybody's suffering. Don't complain about the petrol price unless you're willing to do something about it. I'm going to show you what you can do about it. Come, there's a business registered with the FSB. On the Joburg Stock Exchange, 70 years old, right? You can't go wrong with this business. Come sit in a presentation. Those people are more likely to come sit in a presentation if you're speaking about business opportunity. There is no selling of product in our business. That's my job and Brendan's job. We do the selling, not you. The nature of our products are financial in nature. This is great. We don't have all the stock and distribution issues. There's no expiry dates. There's no boxes of product. You didn't have to bring a bucky tonight to take home 400 kilograms of milkshakes and vitamins. Right? So we make the products as convenient as possible. It is convenient because we have systems, technology, AI that takes care of all of that stuff. And we can report on it in real time through your app. So you can see exactly what's going on. But your success here in this business is dependent on your ability to build a channel of distribution. So this is what it looks like. You become a wealth engineer, you take out one of our products, you're going to go out and connect other people. If you're successful in doing that, in this example, you've been successful with 5 individuals. They've decided to join your channel of distribution. They became wealth engineers. They took out one of our products. That is the beginning of your channel of distribution. And from that point onwards, your channel is going to take on a life of its own, whether you like it or not. That is the beauty of network or referral marketing. Because the 5 people that you introduce to the business, they are only interested in building their channels, but they're building your channel in turn, right? That's the beauty of referralness. And this is what your channel can look like after a certain amount of time. We've got some wonderful examples of people that joined 2 years ago whose channels are massive, massive. Some of them have even left. They're not even aware of it. We've got one lady that was here for 4 months, had wonderful success, left. 2 years later, she doesn't even know it. She's got 7,000 people in her business. She's out there somewhere selling holidays. Right? Your channel will grow whether you like it or not. This is what your channel can look like. My tip for you is that you are discerning when you build your business. What does discerning mean? It means that you have to make a decision on the people that you're bringing into your business. Why is that important? Because it's easy to go out and stand in the street and say to people, if you want an income earning opportunity, come speak to me. There's 10 million unemployed people in South Africa. They will line up at your door. But they don't have the resources to thrive as wealth engineers. We make this business not risk-free, low risk. You still need resources to thrive as a business owner here at DuePoint. right? It's not completely for free, obviously. If you bring people that don't have resources, they are going to become a burden in your business. They're going to ask you for airtime. They're going to send you, please call me. They're going to say, please pick me up. Please give me a lift. Do this for me. Do that for me. Instead of duplicating, they're going to want to duplicate you so that you can help them in their business. If you're discerning, if you bring people who have the resources to thrive as wealth engineers, and if you bring those quality people into the business, that behavior will filter into the rest of your channel. On the opposite side of it, if you bring in weak people, that behavior will filter into the rest of your channel. And your business will collapse every other month. You will rebuild from scratch constantly. Bring the best quality people that you can, always. Always. If you want sustainable business here at DuePoint. Why do you want sustainable business? Because I want you to be in a position in 5-10 years' time where you can walk away from the business because it's growing on its own. I'll show you how big businesses can grow on their own shortly. I'll show you real examples of people's businesses that grow. Right? That's my hope for you. Be discerning. Don't be desperate. Bring in the best quality you can at the beginning. My warning is that two things, actually. One, I hope you don't think we're a get-rich-quick scheme. You might have had that fear before you arrived, which is perfectly fine. That is an indication of the society we're living in at the moment, with the amount of schemes floating around. You open up the newspapers, it's filled with them. People having lost money, people that have gone to get loans at banks to put into these businesses, and the money disappears. We're not one of those businesses, right? We're as boring as it gets. An insurance company with accountants and actuaries and all those boring things that you can go study at university, right? But dependable and pretty much risk-free. We're not one of those businesses. At the same time, and this can be problematic for some people, at the same time, we're not a get-rich-quick scheme. We will never profess that you can become wealthy quickly. Why would we not promise wealth quickly? Don't you think we'll build our business quickly? Faster if I say to everyone, guys, you're going to be rich overnight in this business. Why don't we say that? Because it's not true. Anyone that tells you can get rich overnight is lying to your face. That's what get-rich-quick scheme proponents profess always. They will say to you, get rich quick overnight, but I need it's 25,000 Rand to enter this business. But you'll make it back in 3 weeks. Just bring the 25,000. You'll make it back in 3 weeks, I promise you. This business is creating 2% interest a day. And so people go out and they get loans. It's happened already. Read the newspapers. BTC Global. Those people were in our offices last year trying to steal people. Right? The owners of their business are now being dubbed the Ponzi 4. They've had to move. People are hunting them down because R1 billion has been lost of people's money. We are not one of those businesses. This is the problem. We have to be comfortable with building wealth slowly. Are you truly, honestly comfortable with getting rich slowly? If you had two options, get rich quickly or get rich slowly, which one would you take? I wouldn't. I'd go for the get rich quick scheme. But I know that it doesn't exist, and so I have to go with the get rich slowly scheme, right? We have to be realistic in our outlook. Don't be desperate. I know everything else is drive-through in the consumer world. Wealth is not. It isn't. People who win the lotto overnight, they lose it over the next couple of months. They even made documentaries on it, right? Do not have that expectation. Do not romanticize entrepreneurship. Entrepreneurship might look like this on the outside, but that's what it looks like if you get a little closer. If you're willing to shed the blood, sweat, and tears, well, that's called working towards wealth. Okay, this is my warning slide. I don't want anyone to be confused about what we're proposing this evening. Let's talk about our products. We've got 3 financial products here at DuePoint. You're free to consider 1 product, 2 products, or all 3 products. It is a personal decision that you're going to make. The first product is called Access Wealth. This is our investment product. It's going to cost you 324 Rand every month, of which 100 Rand gets invested into a tax-free investment account in your name. It's got no notice period on it. You can draw this investment out at any stage. But if you keep drawing your investment out, it's not an investment. That's just a tip. Right? So 324 Rand a month, 100 Rands invested every month, and on top of that, we give you 120,000 Rands worth of personal accident cover. In other words, if you're killed in some form of accident, let's say you get killed in a car accident, we pay out your beneficiaries 120,000 Rand plus whatever's in the investment. So this is our first product, Access Wealth. Investment. The second product is called Wealth Guard. Wealth Guard is strictly insurance. It's only insurance. There's no investment proponent to this. It's going to cost you 249 Rand a month, and it gives you 1 million Rands worth of personal accident cover. So if you're killed in that same car accident, with this product we pay you out 1 million Rands worth of personal accident cover. By the way, we have paid out 100% of our claims since inception. Right? The beauty of Wealth Guard is that it's accessible to everybody. This is not funeral cover, it's not life insurance. It only pays out in the event of accident. Not for natural causes, not for death through illness or disease. Right? Accidents only. Why is that a good thing? Because with this product, we don't discriminate against age or health. You can be 80 years old. You can have heart disease. Try get life insurance at 80 with heart disease. Not going to happen, right? The older you get, the more expensive your premium gets. With this product, not the case. We can offer this product to anyone over the age of 18, regardless of your health. Right? So that's the beauty of Wealth Guard, the accessibility. The third product is called Wealth Points. Wealth Points aims to reduce your cost of living expenses every month. So we've gone to these partners that you see, these companies listed over there. We've gone and negotiated discounts with them on behalf of our Wealth Points members. So if you're part of Wealth Points, you're going to be paying 299 Rand every month, but you get to enjoy the discounts. 2.5% off of Shoprite Checkers on as much as you want to buy. 2.5% off the board, completely. Wi-Fi data, instead of paying 100 Rand for a gig, you pay 36 Rand a gig. Right, so the discounts vary with all of them, but we've got everything covered. We've got data, groceries, online retailers, car manufacturers. If you want to buy a Range Rover, you can do it through our Wealth Points. You'll get the best price in the country. So this is Wealth Points. We are adding new partners to this all the time. We are going to be adding a new partner in the next month. That is very, very exciting. I sent the proposal documents to Brendan this afternoon. He replied back, he said, it looks too good to be true. So we're very excited to launch the new one. Like I said, always adding new partners to this business, ever-evolving product. If you're looking for immediate benefit, Wealth Points is a wonderful product to have. If you have any questions around the products, come speak to me afterwards. Very quickly, this slide explains our business model. We are not like other insurance companies. Other insurance companies spend a lot of money on marketing and advertising. At DuePoint, we don't spend a cent on marketing and advertising. We can take that portion of our budget and give it to our wealth engineers. We don't have to spend the billions that the insurance industry spends on marketing and advertising. That's how our business model differs from the other companies. We get asked the question, how can you pay these people so much money every month? How can you give them cars and take them on holidays and do this and that? It's because we're not spending money on marketing and advertising, right? That's how our business model fundamentally works here at DuePoint. The benefit for you is that you get to create this recurring income. So how do you create recurring income here at DuePoint? It is through what we call our returns program. So the returns program is that second paycheck every month. We pay you 27.50 Rand for every product that you have in your channel. So remember the slide with all the dots on it? Imagine earning 27.50 Rand for every single dot on the screen, not once a month, every month. Right? That's how this basically works. But it's dependent on where the product lies. So remember the first 5 people you introduced to DuePoint? We say that product lies on your first point. It is 1 point away from you. And on your first point, you see we actually pay you double the 27.50 Rand. So you're earning 55 Rand for every product on your first point. And then those people go out and they introduce other people. That product lies on your second point. And on your second point, again, you earn 55 Rand for every product, every month going forward, recurring income. And then as your channel grows and grows and grows and grows, the multiplier starts to steadily drop. All the way down to the 8th point, you're earning 4% to 27.50 Rand. But what's important to note is that there is no limit to the size of your channel. From point 8 onwards into infinity, in theory, you will keep earning at DuePoint, right? No limit to the size of the channel, no limit to the amount of money you can make. The onus falls squarely on your shoulders. How big do you want your channel to be? How much do you want to earn? The next question always is, well, how quickly can you get rich at DuePoint? I'm not here to be poor. I'm here to make money, to work on my wealth. What timeline are we talking about? I'm going to show you a 5-year plan, right? So if you start today, write in your diary, 5 years' time, you can be a millionaire. Anyone believe that's possible? Skeptical. I see the skeptical eyes looking at me going, oh, this guy's talking like a get-rich-quick scheme now, right? But I'm going to illustrate it to you, and then I'm going to show you real-life examples of people doing it. So, it's called the Path to Success. It's a projection over the next 5 years, and it begins with a growth model or a premise, an assumption. The assumption is that in your first month, you can bring 3 people into your business, right? 3 people. That's all you have to connect. In the month of June, 3. And every month thereafter, you only have to connect 2. So in July, you find 2 people that want to join your business. And every month you find 2 new people, 2 new people. So in 1 year, you're going to be only having to find 25 people in your first year. And if you can do that every single year going forward, you can expect to earn these numbers. After 6 months of consistent work, you'll be earning about 2,500 rand a month. Who's disappointed by that? You are, right? 2,500 rand after 6 months of work. Is that worth my time? Do you think that's worth your time? Starting a business, you've got to wait 6 months before you're earning 2,500 rand? Too much or too little?
No, after working in insurance, that's too much.
It's too much. Shush. Okay, you haven't gone to enough get-rich-quick scheme presentations. Because if you go to a proper get-rich-quick scheme presentation, they're going to be telling you you're going to be a millionaire in the first 6 months, right? But I appreciate that. That's a good point of view to have, because you're not going to have expectations that are beyond your reach. But what I like to illustrate here is the way we think. Because if I say to you, tonight is your lucky night, we've got a few people here, what we've decided to do this evening is give everyone 2,500 rand just for coming to the presentation tonight. It's a joke. Right? But imagine there was 2,500 rand under your chair, right? How long? Now honestly, think about how long that 2,500 rand would last in your back pocket. Would it last till tomorrow? Maybe you spend it tonight. You phone the wife or the husband and say, oh, we're going out tonight. Tonight was the lucky night. How long would that money last? Not long, right? Even if it lasts you 3 days, it's not long enough. Why? Because the problem that we make, and I make this mistake all the time, is that we think like consumers. When we look at money, whether it's 2,500 rand or 10,000 rand or 20,000 rand, we immediately equate it to spending value. What can I buy with it? What can I buy with it? What can I spend it on to make me feel better? We do it all the time. It is called consumerism, right? It's our number one mistake. If you give 2,500 rand to someone who's focused on creating wealth or investment, do you think they look at the 2,500 rand and think, how can I spend this? They don't, because they know that they can leverage money to make even more money. And we all have the power to do it. It's called getting rid of your debt faster. Do you know that paying your debt off faster is the same as investing money? It's exactly the same thing, right? Here we have an example of someone with R1 million worth of debt in the form of a house bond. They found a nice little house here in Bryanston. For R1 million, you can probably buy 20 square meters here in the heart of Sandton, right? You don't have the cash. No one buys a house cash. So you go to the bank, and the bank says, no, we'll lend you the money, but you're going to pay us back. And you say, okay, 20 years. I need 20 years to pay that amount of money back. They say, right, at prime plus 2, you're going to be paying about 11,500 rand a month back for 20 years. So if you're 40, you make your last installment when you're 60, right? But at 40, you join DuePoint. And 6 months later, with some success and consistency, you are earning 2,500 rand a month. And you remember Rob's words, pay your debt off faster. Don't go buy stuff. Pay your debt off faster. So you decide to put the 2,500 rand, that little 2,500 rand, 20% extra into your bond. Do you know how much money that saves you in interest? It's going to save you nearly 1 million rand in interest fees that you would have paid to the bank. Instead of taking 20 years to pay your house off, you'll finish paying it off at 51 instead of 60, in my case. 11 and a half years, you've nearly reduced your bond term by half just by putting in 20% extra into your bond. That is the power of paying your debt off faster. But we don't appreciate that. We don't. It is a boring and very mature decision to pay off your debt faster than what you have to. By month 12, you'll be earning an extra 108,000 Rand a year. Who would like 108,000 Rand bonus every year? December time. Actually, January. January is when you're suffering the most. Right? I don't want to give it to you in December because you'll spend it on Christmas presents. In January, when you've done the holiday and the Christmas and you're suffering the most, you come to DuePoint and we write out a 100,000 Rand check for you. How much will your family love you if you come home with a 100,000 Rand check in January? You can pay the kids' school fees in advance. There are so many things that empowers you. That is 12 months away, folks. We keep going at 24 months. The number is just going to get bigger. I'm going to scare you with the number. At 24 months, you're earning nearly 30,000 Rand a month. With 30,000 Rand, what can you buy with 30,000 Rand? Don't think about buying, think about investing. Right? That's the trick always. At month 36, you're earning nearly 50,000 Rand a month. Another example that I like to illustrate every now and again is at month 30, you'd be earning about 36,000 Rand a month. Now, you've got two decisions. You can either go buy that brand new Range Rover and finance it, and you'd be spending 36,000 Rand a month on a car. Or, if you had a 5 million Rand bond, a house, and you decided to put that money into your bond, you'd pay a 5 million Rand house off in less than 7 years. Those are the two options. I like to be facetious. How do your friends know you're successful if you're still driving a City Golf, but you're paying your house off faster? Wouldn't they know that you're more successful if you're driving the Range Rover, but you're still trying to pay the house off over 20 years? Do you see the decision always? The decision always? But I look so nice. I look good in the Range Rover, right? Pay the house off. Because if you can pay a 5 million Rand house off in 7 years, and you're my age, by the age of 20, in 21 years, so at the age of 61, I could have done that exercise 3 times. I could have bought 3 properties in 21 years. And then when I'm retired, when my boss kicks me out and says I'm too old to work in this job anymore, I go home to a house I paid off 14 years ago, and I own 2 properties I'm renting out for 60,000, 70,000 a month. Plus what DuePoint's paying me in 20 years' time. Who would like to have that retirement? That's 30 months away. At 48 months, you're earning nearly 70,000 Rand a month. 5-year plan? You want a 5-year plan? Here's a 5-year plan. In 60 months, you'll be earning nearly R1 million in annual recurring income. 960,000 Rand extra every year. At what point in this path to success can you tell your boss what you really think about him or her? After 3 years. You're going to get to the 3-year mark and you're going to walk into the boss's office and say, listen, this is what I really think about you. Right? You don't have that opportunity now. We're all hanging on to our jobs like it's the last tree in the forest. We don't have that liberation. We don't. You can argue with me and say this is just theoretical. It is. It's an Excel spreadsheet, a very complicated Excel spreadsheet. But it's theoretical, it's academic. I can keep going and say, oh, your number's going to get bigger and bigger. Year 10, it's going to be a 2 million. Then it's going to be a 10 million, right? But we have experienced wealth engineers that we bring up onto stage that show that it is possible. You can even go beyond it. You can go beyond it. 3 + 2, that growth model is just an example. Here we got Lynette Bardner. She joined 2 years ago. The value of her channel sitting at 16,000 a month. She only brought in 19 people on her first point. She brought in 19 people on her first point. We've paid her 100,000 Rand already for that. Imagine I said to you here, now let's make a contract. You bring me 19 people, I'll pay you 100,000 Rand. You'd be, see? You'd have them by tomorrow. Quality people too. Pensioner from Vanderbijl Park. Right? Can do it anywhere in the country. Doesn't matter what age you are. Her company said you're too old. Time for you to move on. We got Siyabongi is from KZN. I think he's in the Madadeni region. The value of his channel sitting at nearly 10,000 Rand a month. He brought in 36 people into his business, and we've nearly paid him 100,000. It's just under 90,000 already in the space of 15 months. He brought in 36 people. The size of his channel is sitting at 307. He didn't bring in the 307, he only brought in the 36. That's the leverage. His channel is growing 10 times faster than the effort that he's putting in personally. Patrick and Pumi, they joined a week after we launched the business. So 2 years and 2 months or so. The value of their channel on average, is sitting at nearly 33,000 a month. That's on average. They started at zero. In their first month, they only earned 600 Rand. You want to see about growth happening on its own? Last month, 708 people joined their channel in 30 days. Guess how many people they brought into their business last month? 10. Their channel grew by 708. These are one of our most consistent, hardest working people in the business. If you think you can be like that, if you think, right, I'm one of those people, A-type personality, I never give up, I'm like a bulldog with a stick, this is what you can expect. You can do more than them, right? That's up to you. No one will tell you what to do in this business. We've got thousands of people joining this business every single month. Everybody is different. Everyone's running a different race. Do not look at the person next to you running the race. Decide the race that you're running. What do you want out of it? How much do you want? What motivates you? What inspires you? What gets your imagination running? And then prepare a plan to get there. Because the decision in this business, in this presentation, the decision is not, do you want R1 million a year? Everybody wants R1 million a year, right? Even if there was 20 Rand under your seat, you'd still want the 20 Rand. Everybody wants. The decision is, realistically, can you commit yourself to this business or not? Because like I said, it's not a hobby. It's not a New Year's resolution. We are talking about a business that can change your life and your children's lives, your spouse's life, generations to come. We've got this issue of generational poverty, generational debt. Someone in your family has to break that. That's the decision you need to make, is can I do the hard work? Joining this business is extremely simple. You don't have to go to the registrar's office to register PTY Limited. Wait 6 months before you get a certificate that says you can do business. You can become a wealth engineer with a channel distribution in the space of 7 minutes. That's how long it takes to fill out the application. Anyone can become a wealth engineer, right? Read our code of conduct. That's fairly important. That's our contract that we have with you. Complete the online training. Just go watch the online training. We produce so much content here. Remember at the beginning of the presentation, I said the mandate of the staff here is to support people, to see them become effective and successful. Guess how we do that? It's through all the content that we produce. The content are how-to videos, tips, don't make these mistakes, help connecting people, all the training. We produce all of that. We've got 500 videos on YouTube. We've started producing videos on Facebook. Every single day we're shooting video for Facebook, editing it, doing the voiceover, everything. Guess what the average time people watch the the Facebook video is? 10 seconds. They start watching it. Oh, data, stop. Right? But it's there for you. Get stuck in. Watch the training. Don't make the mistakes everyone else did. We've got all this experience. Set goals for yourself. What do you want? 10,000 a month? 100,000 a month? What do you want? Because only once you set a goal can you prepare a plan. You cannot prepare a plan and you cannot get anywhere unless you have a goal. It is impossible. I'm telling you now, it's impossible. Set a goal for yourself. Write it down and put a deadline date on it. That's what a goal is. Prepare the plan to get there. We can help you with the plan. It's something we do all the time. And then the simple task of speaking to people. Got a wonderful quote from one of the very experienced networkers that came up onto stage, and he said, you know what, this business is extremely simple. Out of all the businesses he's seen in his lifetime, he says this is the simplest. You don't have to sell, you don't have to know about the products. Rob and Brendan do all the work, the system does all the work, all you have to do is connect people. He says, but now you need to realize if you're not speaking to someone, if you're not speaking to someone every day about DuePoint, you're not doing this business. And you know what he said? Then you are dead in this business. It's the simple task of speaking to people. Don't think the business is going to happen on its own. Merchandise, again, stuff to help you be effective and as profitable as quickly as possible. Get the business cards. That is the most important item for me on the screen, is business cards. Because this business, if you go up to anyone to propose anything, whether you're trying to get a girl on a date or a boy on a date, or whether you're trying to sell something or get someone to come watch a DuePoint presentation, life, that connection is always about credibility and trust. Relationship is always about trust. Always. Someone has to trust you before they're willing to listen to what you have to say. Business cards form part of that package. It's a little part of the package that increases your credibility so that you can be more successful. Facebook, I told you, we're producing a video every single day for Facebook. Make sure you get onto Facebook. Download the app if you don't have it. Everyone in your channel, make sure they've got Facebook. Like our page. Subscribe to the YouTube channel and download the mobile app so that you can see what's happening in your business in real time. In real time. I don't know how much money we've spent on developing that app. I don't even want to look. Close to R1 million for you guys. It's a tool for you that will empower you to running your business. So make sure you do those three things. Teamworks meetings, very empowering. We're running a permanent Teamworks after our intro presentations on Saturday mornings. So after the intro finishes at 11 o'clock, Teamwork starts at 11:30. We discuss the fundamentals of this business. I cut straight down to the bone in this business. What to focus on, what not to focus on. As simple as that. Don't make these mistakes. Go do it. It's a very simple presentation, but it's very empowering because it allows people to focus on the simplest of tasks here at DuePoint, right? So make sure that you tune into that. Everything's available on YouTube, always. Then our XP Rewards program. Our rewards program is the cherry on top in this business, right? You are earning a recurring income, and if you start earning a recurring income here at DuePoint, you will start enjoying rewards at the same time. Because what we do is when you do DuePoint things, like coming to presentations, bringing guests, doing home presentations, logging into your app, you earn what we call experience points, XP. And when you start collecting more and more of this XP, right, you get to rank up in our XP Rewards program. So you will start out as rank 0. To get to rank 1, you need 1,000 XP. You need 4 products in your qualified channel. And when you meet those 2 criteria, you become rank 1. We give you an extra 55 Rand reward at the end of that month. Once off. It's not recurring. It's once off. But as your business starts to grow, as you start collecting more XP, you rank up, and there are bigger and better rewards. They get bigger, 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 bigger the more you rank up. 20,000 Rand waiting for you. 50,000 Rand on top of your recurring income. We give tools to help our wealth engineers, again, build their businesses faster and more effectively. 12,500 Rand business cards. Who's got 12,500 Rand business cards? No one. Not even the CEO of Eskom, the CEO of Anglo American, the CEO of De Beers wish they had 12,500 Rand business cards. But at DuePoint, you get them at rank 7. Go look at them in the merchandise cabinet. They are rock star business cards. If Jay-Z had business cards, they would look like these. Right? Why? Because again, it forms part of the picture of credibility. If you go up to a stranger and say, I've got a wonderful business for you, and they say, okay, give me your contact details, and you tear off a piece of paper and say, here's my name and number. No, you put a 12,500 Rand business card on the table. You say, this is the business I'm speaking about. They will say, goodness me. Because the business card will go like this, clunk on the table. Because it's 4 times heavier than any other business card, and it's gilded in gold. There's no ink on this business card, only gold. Right? This is going to help you in your business. At rank 9, we give you a little taste of what it feels like to be a millionaire. We take you and your family on our rank 9 international conference every year. We pick you up with a black Mercedes at your house, your front door. You bring your passports, you leave your wallets at home. We take you to the airport, you go into the business class lounge, you eat all the food in the business class lounge. Then you get onto the plane, business class. You let the poor people walk past you to economy class. Then we fly you and the family. Even if the kids are 2 years old, they're sitting in business class in their own seat. We fly to our international conference for 7 days, to a 5-star luxury resort, all expenses paid trip. All expenses paid trip. You can finish the mini bar every single day. They will restock it every single morning for you. And then after the 7 days, we fly back business class, go back into the business lounge, and the Mercedes takes you back to your front door. And this happens for you every single year for the rest of your life. That's at rank 9. So take a look. We've already been enjoying rank 9 trips. This is documented. And you can't be scared to scuba dive either, because we're taking you scuba diving.
When all of your wind has gone and all of the paths you've drawn have sunk to the ocean sun where no one can see. You stand, don't let the dark embrace, cower the dreams you chase under the rust and blood. Don't let yourself give up.
So that's available to every single person in the room. One gentleman got to rank 9 in 5 months. He sat down, watched the presentation on his laptop. 5 months later, he was rank 9. You can get there sooner. Records are made to be broken. For the average person, I think if they're working consistently, it's going to take 2-3 years to get to rank 9. But then you've got rank 9 in your pocket. Then you're living like a millionaire for a week. And you're getting closer and closer to living like a millionaire for the rest of the year, right? That's where we're going to build the wealth. At rank 11, why buy your own car when DuePoint can buy a car for you? We spend R250,000 buying you a brand new car. No T's and C's, no DuePoint stickers, no terms and conditions that say you've got to give it back if this, if that, if that. The car is yours, paid for in cash, put in your name, you drive it off our parking lot floor after a little bit of fanfare. We're at rank 11. The rewards program goes up to rank 28. What happens at rank 28? A house? I like to hear from you. A house, we've heard jets, helicopter, new husband, all kinds of things at rank 28, right? This is just the beginning. It is just the beginning. People don't believe me. They think this is all of it. This is just the beginning. People are past rank 11 within 2 years. This is just getting warmed up. More incentive is that we run monthly wealth quests. Every month there's more benefit. If you can bring 2 new people into your business in the month of June, help them get qualified, and if everybody pays successfully on your first and second point, we will give you not only your recurring income, but we'll offer you a brand new iPhone 5S. Or you can take home an Apple iPad. Or you can take home 5,000 Rand extra in cash. That's just for June's business. Do we need to put anything more on the table to make it as attractive as what it is? Is it attractive enough? I'm always wondering. My job up here on the stage is to inspire people, to motivate them, to get them to start thinking, maybe have belief in the business, belief in yourselves. But what I've realized over time is that I can only do a little bit. I can only do a little bit. Majority of people, they have to have it in themselves already. My job is really just connecting those people to the opportunity. I have to sift through all the people. It's like gold mining. I love the gold mining analogy. My father has got to pull out a ton of rock just to get 5 grams of gold. And this business is similar. I've got to go through the people to find the rank 9s, the rank 11s. Who's it going to be in this audience? I wonder. But everybody's got the same opportunity. You each have exactly the same opportunity, right? You have to find it in yourself. You have to be motivated. You've got to find your own inspiration to do this business, because it's not like any other business. Any other business where you want to be successful, you have to find it in yourself. It's not you against the world, as much as you think it might be. That you're up against the world, up against the system, your circumstances. That's not true. You're fighting against yourself. You have to get over that hurdle. So I invite you, come join us at DuePoint. You've got all the support in the world. We want to see you successful. This is a business where everyone collaborates together towards the same success. If you have any questions, come speak to me. My hope is that you'll make June a month that stands apart from all the months in 2018, and ultimately 2018 a year that stands ahead of all the other years that come before you. I don't want people here this evening at the end of the year complaining about 2018 on Facebook. Who complains on Facebook about the year every year in December? 2019 is going to be my year. No, don't make that mistake. Make it happen now. 6 months is more than enough time to have big impact. Right? So if you have any questions, come speak to me. Have a wonderful rest of the evening, and good luck.